Hello, hello, hello. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for everyone to join. Sorry, I'm trying to get this together. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's make sure when you come in, definitely introduce yourself. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them now. Hi, how are you? All right. Sorry, so I have my screen going here. I'm going to talk to you guys. Did you have a question? Is there anything that I could answer for you? Planning on starting my, okay, awesome. So, what's stopping you? Are you still in the sample phase or are you stuck on your idea? What's going on? I'm in no phase, wondering what I should do first. Okay, so first you should figure out, do you need permits to sell? No, you don't. You should consider like if you want to do like an LLC like down the road, like just start first, and then figure out how you want to position yourself, whether you want your brand to be like an LLC or an S corp. But you don't need permits to start. What you want to do though first is figure out who you are selling to, figure out what type of items you want to sell. Just like figure out your niche first, and then yeah, it's really like once you get started, it's not that hard. It's part your the legal aspect. Don't be no. So for tax purposes, um, that's something that you're gonna have to figure out, but most people don't figure that out until they start, like they keep going. Right now it's just like me, I haven't filed anything for tax purposes, besides like my profits. And then basically I'm a proprietor right now. So, but in the near future, I want to transfer over like S corp. So that means my business will give me a paycheck. But I'm not there right now, so I don't think that that should be your main concern. Getting started should be your main concern. When you say niche, you mean for style? Yes, that's exactly. Okay, so I'm not sure if you have my ebook yet, but I basically tell people how I like started saving all of my ideas. Okay, yeah. So I started saving all of my ideas first, and then I started to see a trend of gold jewelry, minimalistic. So those are the people that I wanted to target basically. And then that's how I started buying. So like when I buy, I don't just grab like things that I like. I grab things that are like cohesive and that go with my brand of like everyday gold jewelry. So you have to figure out your niche first. Like, so some people want to do religious jewelry. Some people want to do affirmation jewelry. Some people want to do like silver or gold. So just kind of figure out your lane first and start there. So yeah, definitely just, hi, how are you? Definitely just figure out your niche first, and that's exactly how you start. And then it'll make it easier when you're on Alibaba or wherever you're sourcing for your jewelry. You know what you're looking for, and if you just stick to that, then it'll be easier to sell. Like once you get on Instagram and once you start creating your site, everything will flow cohesively. Niche first, yeah. That was a good question. You guys have any other questions? So if you guys just came in, I'm looking at all of your questions on my computer. So if you see me going back and forth, that's what it is. Let's see. I know I had some other questions that were on my, as far as Nisa, is a good idea to do a business plan. You can. You can. I personally didn't have a business plan because things don't really go as planned. I kind of had a vision of what I wanted. What if you see other lines as inspiration and they are similar to what you want to create? Did you ever get discouraged, or is it as simple as finding your own crowd to sell to? So that's a great question too. So I get inspired by other brands, but what I don't want to do is copy. So I take ideas and I kind of make them my own. So it's okay to get inspiration off of other brands, but you don't want to copy. And that's kind of how I would go for it. Did you ever get discouraged, or is it as simple as finding your own crowd to sell to? Okay, so that is what I'm working on. And I actually use Instagram ads to find my crowd. And so I'm going a little bit deeper, but I'll kind of give you something. When I started with like 4 followers. And then I ran Instagram ads, and that's when people started coming to my page. And that's why I know you have the ebook, but that first chapter, it is so important to list out all of your inspiration, because when you go to write Instagram ads, you're not going to just type in like gold jewelry. You have to be so specific with the people that you're targeting, because when you're specific with the people that you want to target, that's when people start following your page. So that's why the first step of anything is to figure out your niche. When you figure out your niche, then it's like, okay, which kind of people do I see wearing my jewelry? For me, it's my jewelry is like very minimal gold jewelry. I saw me and my sister. So then when I went to go do Instagram ads, I could target people just like me and my sister. I could target the things that me and my sister like, because people, you don't want to just type in jewelry, gold jewelry, earrings, because that can on Instagram, it'll bring out millions of like people, but you want it to get like you want to narrow it down so it's like super concentrated. So that's how I found my own crowd. Did I get discouraged? And no, like as I'm going, I've tweaked my Instagram ads to bring in followers. So like I don't necessarily sell products on my Instagram ads. I send the people that view my Instagram ads to my page, and then so they start following. And then so that's kind of how you find your own crowd. Only buy Trump jewelry. Oh, great. Any more questions? Let's see. And I think jewelry is very personal. So, yes, other companies might inspire you, but I'm sure that there's something that you can do to make it your own as well. So, don't get discouraged if you like what other people are doing. Just make sure you put your little touch on it. Gotcha. No problem. How long did it take you to build and launch? Um, to build, that took a while. Um, maybe about 6 to 7 months, only because I was getting jewelry that was like customized. So, if you are creating custom jewelry, it normally takes them about a month to create. So I would order something custom, get it, be like, I hate this. Try another vendor, get it custom made. I'm like, okay, I can work with this. And then I'd have them modify it. So, like, give me 1 second. I'm going to show you an example, okay? Okay. So, for this is my sample. Let me wipe it off really quick. So this, I wanted rings, right? I wanted inspiration rings. So I sent the vendor my font. I gave them okay, so how do I say this? In jewelry making, you measure in millimeters. So I gave them the thickness and I gave them the width of my ring, right? And I gave them my font. So this was the first ever ring that they sent. I was like, okay, this is cute, but y'all got the font wrong. I want it cursive and I want the words like together. So they came back and it was a bit thicker than I wanted it. So this is my final design. So they sent this and I was like, I can work with this, but then this is my final design. So all of that takes time. So when they sent it, and then I had to tell them my specifications again, and then they did it again. So then it took another month. So altogether, that was like 6 months. Now, when I actually launched my jewelry, it took me about 2.5 weeks to figure out like my packaging and everything. So once I got my packaging in, then that's when my Instagram page went live, and yeah, it started from there. Like once I got my first order, and then I set up my Instagram ads, then orders started coming in. So I was getting maybe like 1 to 2 orders like a day or every other day, and that was with 100 followers. So yeah, so I think I launched ads for like 4 days, and that brought in like 100 followers. And then it just started growing organically when I started getting orders out, because on my thank you notes, I say, hey, thank you for your purchase. Don't forget to tag us on IG. And so when people are tagging your brand, it allows their followers to see, and then their followers start adding you. And then so it's just a ripple effect. So I grew organically after maybe that first week. So I ran Instagram ads for 4 days, started getting orders. Their friends started purchasing, and then it's just a cycle. So yeah, so maybe about 6 to 7 months to build and like narrow down my designs, and then about 2.5 weeks to launch. How did you? Yes, that's good. So I got this ring, right? I got this ring first. Before I gave the vendor any feedback, I wore it. I washed my hand because they told me that this is water resistant. So I didn't take it off during the day. I washed my hands. Most vendors, if it's something custom, they'll send two. So I wore it, and then I gave my sister the extra one. And so my sister is brutally honest. And so I'm like, just give me your feedback. So I wore it, my sister wore it. That's how we knew that this one was a little too thick for comfort. But we figured out that my jewelry is water resistant. So that is one thing that I could sell them on. But yeah, so you kind of wear it a little bit before you give them feedback. And then that's how I knew, like, hey, make this like cursive, make this thinner. The band was too thick. So yeah, just wear it for a few weeks and see how you like it first, and then go back to the vendor, make your modifications. Do you wear it? Yes. Wow, I need patience. You need patience. You definitely need patience. But your business is your baby. So, and that's the one thing that I didn't want. I've never gotten a return because of my quality. The only thing I've gotten returns on is, hey, the ring is too small. Can I get a size up? So you have to be patient if you want your business to succeed. But yeah, it does take patience. It's not, and starting a jewelry business is not the cheapest one that you could possibly start. It's pretty expensive because especially if you're getting stuff done custom, they have to make the mold. And so that's why they'll say, I think it was like $60 to make the ring. And that's because they had to make the mold first. True quality takes time. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Let's see. How did you? What else can I think of? Oh, yeah. So, I think you guys know about metals, choosing metals. That is very important too, especially when it comes down to pricing. Um, Stainless steel is what my rings are. I swear by stainless steel. If you can get it done in stainless steel, great. 925 silver is another one of my preferences because it doesn't tarnish. How do you deal with returns in general? Returns are pretty easy. I have Shopify. So if they need to return, sometimes especially I have a very loyal following at this point. So sometimes I'll just say, hey, and my rings are inspirational. So I'll just say, hey, I'll send you the correct, or I'll send you a different size if you gift that to someone who needs it. So my rings have messages. So I'm like, gift it to a friend that needs the message at the point. But Shopify, if you go into the customer's profile, it'll say send a return label. So if they want another size, I tell them, hey, it's a $5 return fee because on my website it says these rings run small, size up. So it's their job at that point to pick the correct size to size up. But if I'm doing a return in Shopify, it'll say send return label. So I send it to them, and they also pay the invoice first of $5. Send it to them. When I get notification that they're sending the ring back, then I go ahead and send out the correct size. So that's normally how I do returns, but I've only done 2 returns. Normally I just tell them to gift it to a friend and then I'll send the correct size out. That just depends on how much inventory I have left, who the person is, especially if they're very loyal to the brand. If they tag my ring more than once, then I kind of just let it go and I just say, hey, gift it to someone and then send it back. Do you have them? Yes. So sometimes, yeah. So if they just order the wrong size and they were just wrong, I'll say hey, here's a $5 invoice. It's for the shipping. I'm going to send you a label to send it back to me. When I see that the ring is on its way back, then I'll ship you a new size. So, I've been running Instagram sales right now, to prepare for the book that I'm writing, to just make sure that I put forth the best strategy for your money, which my inventory is all gone at this point. Let's see. Oh, I can't turn it around on live. So this is my drawer of inventory. My You Are Enough rings, I had 5 sizes and I'm down to 3. The Live Boldly, this is the newest one. I typically add Live Boldly rings to promotions, or I give these to influencers who want to work with the brand. This Never Give Up, this was a flop. I have so many of these rings. This one, not all of your ideas work, and I'm okay with that. But that one flopped. The You Are Enough, this past sale, I've basically sold out of most sizes. So I only have 3 sizes left, and people are like, when are you restocking? When are you restocking? Which one is this? She Can Do All Things is also one that I'm restocking. I only have 1 of this style. And She Can Do All Things, I think I only have 3 sizes for this one as well. Yeah. So that's what my ring stocks look like. And then I did sell, I sold bracelets and necklaces, and those the bracelets went really fast. So I have anklets, bracelets, and necklaces all being made, plus more rings. And then I have earrings coming tomorrow, actually. Yes, customer service is important. Girl, get over it. Not all of your ideas are gonna work. You can't do not get them. Like, I was like, ooh, this is gonna get them. Like, not all of your ideas work. It's just the nature of the beast. Do not let that be a fear of yours. How did you know the quantity and the size of each ring? Oh, that's a great question. I didn't, and I learned really quick. So my vendor will do the MOQ, minimum order quantity, was 100, and I'm a size 8, and my sister is a size 9. And all of my cousins, we're tall girls, so all of my cousins were 8s and 9s. So I put in I had 3 styles, and I ordered them 8s and 9s. When I launched, girls with little fingers, like 5, 6, 7s, and 8s, were like, hey, when are you getting my size? And I was like, oh God. So you don't always know. So in the one that didn't work, I ordered a bunch of those rings, and a bunch of them are sitting in my drawer. So you kind of have to just launch and figure it out. Because I can guarantee the 8s and 9s that I had for the first launch are not there anymore. When I did a restock and I ordered 5, 6, 7s, and 8s, then it kind of balanced out. But like, you just have to launch to figure out your crowd, I guess. But definitely, if possible, definitely start with 5, 6, 7s, and 8s, 5, 6, 7s, and 8s and 9s. When I do order, I'll order like, for size 5, I'll order 10. For size 6, I'll order 10. 7, I'll order like 15. 8, I'll order 20. 9, I'll order 10. But kind of like do that, and then certain styles work. So I know I'm never doing that Never Give Up style again, because that one didn't work. But you kind of have to like feel your audience out and then keep going. So sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it's trial and error. But definitely try to go wide as a size range as you possibly can. With necklaces, sorry, this is one, but always request just an extender, just long extenders. And then that way, necklaces and bracelets. request extenders. And then that way you only have to do one size because the person can, you know, use the extender to fit their neck. But for rings are very personal. So let's see. How did you know the quantity? Yeah, you just don't know. Do you do record keeping, like how much money is being spent and being made? Yes, that is important. I do keep all of my Shopify is really great with how much shipping costs, how much you profited net, how much you profited gross. And then I have all of my receipts from my vendors. And then I have all of my receipts for packaging. So I have everything. My dad does my taxes, so I can't really go into detail of that. He makes it all work out. But Shopify does all of the profit. Like, I can't explain it, like how much I've made. You can go in there. That's why I push so hard for Shopify, is because all the analytics are right there in my app. So you spend how much, now that you've worked with a vendor, how long does shipping take for them to get to you? Shipping, I do DHL Express. So DHL Express is usually like 3 days. To create my orders is usually a month. Do you pay for Shopify? Yes. You also have to set aside money because Shopify, I pay a membership of $29, and then the Shopify app will create shipping labels for you. And they don't take that money for the labels out automatically out of the customer's purchase. They take it out at the end of the month, or they take it out on your billing date. So my billing date is on the 21st. So my Shopify account was $29. And so let's see where I'm at right now. Just to give you an example. Billing. So I'm at a running total of 181. So right here. So that's what they're going to take out on the 21st. So my subscription is $29. App fees because I had to download an app that would deliver my ebook. That was $15. And then my shipping fees is $137.40. So the total is $181.40. But that's because I ran 2 cycles of Instagram ads. So I made over $1,000 for that, not including including the shipping. So, but like, so months that I hadn't run Instagram ads, like, so usually my total is like $95, with 29, and then the shipping, the labels. So, labels are normally like $2.75. So the more you're shipping, the more that total at the end of the month is going to come to. So you just have to make sure you are setting your shipping aside, because they're going to charge you for shipping at the end of the month. And they charge the customer unless you're running a free shipping deal. So the customer is paying shipping. So it's not like I'm paying for their shipping. When someone checks out of my store, they pay for the product, and then they pay the $2.75 for the shipping. And then that's another thing, when you are pricing your products, you want to include some kind of buffer for shipping, and you need to include a buffer for packaging. So pricing is very important. So when you get to the end of the month and you have to pay for shipping, you have enough money there. Those are some great questions. I'm trying to think what else. Hi, I see that more people have joined. If you guys want to introduce yourself, and you can ask any questions that you have. So, I'm trying to think. Um, Oh, another thing is when you start to get products, like I told you guys that I gave my products to my sister, test it out on your family and friends, because sometimes what you think is cute is just not cute. That can avoid you buying things in bulk that no one really wants. So test your ideas out. Don't be shy. Just be like, I'm working on something. What are your thoughts on this? Oh, another thing that's good about Shopify is if you're ever on Instagram, and you see the little, what is it, the shopping bag? Shopify is the reason that there's Instagram shopping. So Shopify integrates with your Instagram. So people can automatically click on the product on Instagram, and it'll take it to the same product in your shop, and then they can just buy straight from there. When you were testing things out, did you have an order in bulk, or did you get a sample of every item? So when I was first starting, I tested every single item out. I tested the chains, the quality. I tested the rings for comfort and fit. But now, like, so the vendor that made these rings, I pretty much trust them, and they kind of know me. So this was a ring that I was working on, and it was just a little too thick. So I'm not going to ask them to send me another ring thinner. When I go back, I'll just be like, hey, this thickness is 1.5 millimeters. Can you just make it 1.25 millimeters, because this is just a little bit too thick? And then I get the bulk order, and I cut it off right there. Now, I do have some necklaces and anklets coming, but they are this like Figara style. And this Figara is 3 millimeters wide. I didn't get samples. I already knew that I wanted 8 millimeters for this next order. So because they've done this and they did it right, then I know that they can do my necklaces right. So once you start to build relationships, then you can kind of figure out your way, and you don't have to keep buying samples. But with new vendors that are doing my custom orders, if it's custom, then I need a sample. Now, if it's something in stock, then, I'll just ask them, hey, I'll get on a video chat like we're chatting right now, and they will sit there with all of their products and show me. So that's another way, but and that's for in-stock products. But like for custom stuff, you need to get samples made, because not everyone sees your vision, and so you kind of need to make sure that y'all are on the same page, because I would be pissed if I got 100 of something and it's completely wrong, and it wasn't my vision. So I hope that answered your question. Name 5 things that are you looking for in a product. What would it be? Name 5 things that you're looking for in a product. Do you mean like when I'm sourcing, or when I receive it? Because there's a difference. Like when I'm sourcing on Alibaba, there are things in the listing that I look for. There are things in the conversation that I look for. Program with you for $99. Yeah, kind of. So I got a lot of interest in it, but I felt like a lot of people just wanted me to tell them like what to do. And I'm like, this is supposed to be your vision. You need to tell me what you want to do so I can help you. So if you want to email me and we can talk about what you're working on, then I would love to talk to you. But it just kind of, the expectations kind of went left. But yeah, definitely email me. We can talk. Um, when you receive it. Oh, when I receive it. So name 5 things that you're looking for in a product when you, the quality. So, is it comfortable? Did they lie to me? Are there irritants? I have very sensitive skin. So if it's irritating me, I'm not going to sell it. That's why you do need to try on, or do need to test your own products. The durability, is it gonna break? If it's an earring and I take off the back, is like the whole earring gonna fall apart? So just things like that. And I normally give my like testing time like 2 weeks. I wear it like every day. Is it irritating my skin? They sent me like a chain, but it was, what was it? I think it was made of like alloy. I think it was made of alloy. That thing burnt my neck. I was like, oh, no, no, no. Give me stainless steel. So just little things like that. You need to try your products out. But durability, quality, color, gold, the way people gold plate is different. I did a video about that, about how one company, their gold was so yellow that it looked crazy fake. So those are the things that I look for. Yeah, let's see. You guys have any other questions? Who bought the ebook? I want to know if like you left with any other questions after you read it. Was it thorough? Do I need to make any edits? I think my goal of the ebook was to no, I've never I've never I don't have a small business license. You do need to keep your receipts. And then that's how my dad like does my taxes. As of right now, because I want to be an S corp. So eventually, like right now, I'm still like figuring things out. So I don't really make enough to be an S corp. An S corp, my business would pay me. So that's my ultimate goal. But right now, I just expense everything, you know, like that. But I honestly didn't get through the whole thing yet. But for now, it looks like a lot of information. Okay, that's good. It is a lot of information. I try to make it as straight to the point as possible. Yes, I am working as a sole proprietor. Yeah, I just have my receipts. And like I said, Shopify lists out all of my profits. And then I've given my dad my receipts for how much money my inventory costs, you know, testing out products and then buying the products. So he's working on my taxes right now. So hopefully next year I'll be a sole proprietor. But for last year, it just didn't make sense because my launch was only for a month and a half. This year will be different though. But you do not have to have a small business license to get started. You do not have to have a small business license to shop on Alibaba. These are great questions, guys. Let's see. Yeah, the ebook though will help you get started. So it tells you guys how I found my niche. Then from how to find your niche, it kind of tells you guys how to navigate Alibaba, what to look for in the postings, what to tell them. It's best to be as specific as possible, so you get exactly what you want. Um, yeah, it's a lot of information, but hopefully I just was trying to be straight to the point. So, um, let's see. Where are you guys at in the process? Have you guys started sourcing yet? Where are you guys at? Let me know. Have you tried to source and got really bad products? Because I've been there. Let's see. All right, well, working to design a logo for my jewelry line website. Okay. What are you designing it on Canva, or where are you designing it? Because I have some suggestions if you do get stuck with logos. I have my brand name and order a few earrings, just try out different style, but no concrete niche. Work on that niche. If you can narrow down who your customer is, what type of jewelry, it will be so helpful when you go to launch, to just find your tribe. So that is very, very, very important. So I only purchased my website. That's a good start. That's very important. Um, So for logos, if you do get stuck, and then I know a lot of people use Canva, and I can tell a Canva logo when I see it. There is a website called Creative Market. And so here, let me show you. So shopping around with people, sign. Shopping around with people, Zine. Okay. There's a website called Creative Market. So I'm just going to type in like logo templates. And what it'll do is you can buy a template, or you can buy a logo bundle, excuse me. So like, I don't know if you guys can see it. So this logo bundle is $22, and all you would do is fill in like your company name. So it gives you just a bunch of different logos to choose from. You probably can't see it, but try it out, Creative Market. I use Creative Market for my templates. So my ebook, I just bought a template on Creative Market. I use their fonts. I just placed my pictures where, they had like little spaces for pictures, and everything looks so professional. You can get a free trial of like Adobe Illustrator, or whatever the logo requires, whatever editing software. You can just get a free 15-day trial. Put in your logo, find you a template, put in your logo, and then bam. So that way it doesn't look like all of the Canva logos. It looks like a professional logo, because Creative Market is where graphic designers go to sell their services, but in like template form. So that is definitely an option if you want more like a professional looking logo. Website design. So to be completely honest, I bought Shopify, $29, and I use a free Shopify website. I would not get stuck on little details such as like website and logos right now. In hindsight, people will, if they like your product, they'll buy your product. Some people shop my business just because I'm a Black business owner. So like, don't get stuck. Don't let the little things hold you back from starting. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just I have a free template from Shopify. So yeah, just don't let little things like that just stop you. Keep moving. If you need to start with the Shopify, the free Shopify templates, do that. Um, yeah, because you kind of don't know, like, just don't, that's just not something that you should spend your time on. Spend your time on creating, spend your time on reaching out to vendors, spend your time on getting feedback from your family and friends. But yeah, great photography and a free template, a free website template can go a long way. So, yeah, I didn't pay for a website design because I was spending my money on jewelry. And then you're gonna need to, source for packaging too. So definitely keep those things in mind. It can get expensive, so if you can, uh, put all of your effort into your Instagram page and um, you know, building that up, then when people just go to shop on your website, it's like, oh, I saw a lot of pictures on the Instagram. So when I go to purchase this item, it's not like that big of a deal. So yeah. See, did I miss anything? You have a brand name and you're ordering a few, just trying out different styles with no concrete niche. We did that. Only purchase a website. Good, good. All right. You guys have any other questions? So just start, basically. Just start somewhere. Yeah, you guys got it. It's scary, but you'll be fine. Does Shopify link PayPal and other ways? Yes, they do. So let's see. Um, Shopify, my PayPal payments, like once they pay PayPal, it just comes straight to my PayPal. Um, but let's see. I can tell you. Give me 1 second. Mm-hmm. Actually, as in well, excuse me. And as for sole proprietor, I can get to later when things actually. Can you type that one more time so I can understand you? As a sole proprietor, and as for sole proprietor, I can get to later when things actually start moving. Yeah. Let me know. Explain that so I can answer your question and get a good idea. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I think on my website, like Shopify, I have PayPal. I think I have Apple Pay. Um, let's see. Yeah, I have Apple Pay, Venmo, Google Pay, and then of course like American Express, Visa, MasterCard. So it has all of them. Like, and so people joke with me. They're like, "Dang, I can pay anyway." But yeah, Apple Pay, PayPal, Visa, Mastercard, Shopify, um, even some symbols that I don't even know. So, but yes, it links to my bank account. The Shopify deposits come. So I get paid. If a customer pays PayPal, it automatically goes into my PayPal account. Um, and then, so I'll kind of show y'all, like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like, it'll just like March 9th, I got paid, I think, and then that happened to be maybe a weekend. So then I got paid on the 15th and the 16th and the 17th. And then, so they paid out, yeah, they paid out on the 17th. And then that's how much they're going to pay out maybe tomorrow. And then I had money on my PayPal account. So do you sell? As of right now, I do only sell in the US. I don't have any tips on selling abroad, so I'm not the person, but I only sell in the US. What I'm trying to say is, should I try a dry run until I get the hang of selling and then file as a sole proprietor? Yeah. So, well, you're going to be a sole proprietor because you are basically like selling right now, like as yourself. But yes, as you get the hang of it, then you can change your company, I guess, for tax purposes or whatever you want to do. So, but yeah, right now I sell as a sole proprietor. Yeah. I haven't taken business international yet because dealing with like customs as far as me as a seller, I don't know how that's going to be. And then my jewelry is priced between $15 and $25. So I'm like, if my jewelry's priced at $15 to $25, but then like they pay like that shipping customs fee for $25, I'm like, is it really worth it? So that's something that I have to think about. As of right now, my products are very reasonably priced, and shipping overseas may cost more than the product itself. So I haven't really thought of that yet, but you know, maybe if your products are more expensive, then it's probably going to be worth it. But for me at this point, I don't really know if it's worth it. That's something I have to look into. I'm not really sure how to answer that. Simply have your online sort of. Yeah. I mean, I have shipped to Puerto Rico, and you know, shipping throughout the United States, it's normally like $2.70. Shipping to Puerto Rico is $3. So that's as far as Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, and I've had multiple orders to Puerto Rico because one person bought in Puerto Rico. She shared a picture of my ring, and then all of her friends started buying, maybe like 4 friends, not all. But yeah, so I've shipped several to Puerto Rico. And then I don't advertise on Instagram ads. I only advertise within the United States, so I don't get a lot of overseas traffic on my Instagram page. But everything that you guys do in the beginning is going to be a dry run. What I started with in November when I first launched, I've learned so much. Like, so you have to start to kind of figure out your crowd. You have to start to figure out what your following likes. So that's why I tell you guys not to get caught up in the little things, because ultimately that stuff really, really just doesn't matter. You have to get started to see what your audience likes. And the only way you can see that is for you to start. So I hope this is helping. You guys have anything else? Okay, awesome. Yay. Okay, I'm happy. Have you guys thought of packaging yet? So I'll give you guys a few tips on packaging. So because I'm actually in the process of changing my packaging. So I started off with Mylar bags. So my jewelry comes in bags like this, and it's divided by size. Oh, good. So if you know a graphic designer, that's always good. So they come individually packaged in these, right? By size. And I send it out just like this, or I send it this ring, and I was putting them in Mylar bags. Now on Alibaba, you can get your logo printed on Mylar bags, and it looks really cute. Let me put this back because I'm running low on inventory. So I started with black and silver. I just got these, and I'm thinking about putting them or getting the my logo in on these, because the way this glows, like something just as simple as a Mylar bag. And then if I got my label on it, that's cute. I've also done, you guys saw in my last video that I used ribbon in jewelry boxes. When you start getting orders and you're running sales, tying ribbon is the most time-consuming thing you could possibly do. It looks great, but I don't suggest it, especially like once you get going. So now what I'm doing is these Mylar bags, and I got boxes printed with my logo. So all I have to do is bag this up. The box is a drawer box, put it in the drawer, close the box, and then ship them out. So definitely consider things. Mylar bags are cheap. You get, sorry, I've used a lot of them already, but you get a lot of these. And then, yeah, so Mylar bags are great to put your jewelry in. They come in different colors. So yeah, start thinking of your packaging. When I think of packaging, should I include that with with the price of each piece of jewelry? Yes. Yes, that is a great question. And yes, you should include packaging in pricing your jewelry. When you are pricing your jewelry, you want to do the cost of the jewelry plus the shipping that costs. So say my rings were like $4 each, plus it cost $50 to ship to the US. Here, so let's do that. So let's say each ring costs $350 times, because I bought 100 pieces, so that's $350. Plus there was a $50 shipping fee, so that's $400. Let's say my packaging for 100 is altogether costing $50. Oh shoot, hold on. Okay, so $350 plus shipping was $50 plus packaging is, sorry guys, hold on. $350 times 100 plus 50 for, what did I say, packaging, plus 50 for shipping. So that's $450, right? So then you want to divide that by 100. So say each ring costs $450, including packaging and shipping. You always want to times that by 4. So the minimum I would charge for my ring is $18. So bear with me. So 4 is the cost of the item. Then you want to factor in cost to buy another round of rings. And then you want to set aside some money for taxes. and then you get profit basically. So you don't want to go less than $18. So, and then if you're running a sale, you can at least, you don't want to go less than, so I divided everything by 4. I times it by 4. But then like if you're running a sale, you don't want to go less than 3 times the amount. So what was it? 450 times 3. I would never go less than 1350 on my rings. So that's kind of how I do it, because you wouldn't be like breaking even or coming out on top if you went less than 3. So I normally do times 4 because there's so many costs associated with it, and you won't make any money if you're going less than 4. So that's why finding products that are profitable is very important as well. So that was a little, I don't know if I explained that well, but just times everything by 4. And you should be on your way to having a profitable jewelry business. If that makes sense. You guys have any other questions? Yes, got it. Okay, good. That that was a little spotty. Sorry. I was just trying to explain it the best that I possibly could, but yeah, multiply your costs by 4. When you're doing a sale, make sure your costs are at least times by 3, and don't go below that. Unless you have done good and you're just trying to get rid of stuff at that point, then you can consider going below the 3, but I wouldn't suggest going below the 3 if you want to come out on top. Do you guys have any other questions? We're pushing an hour at this point. I'll stay on if you guys have questions, but I'll wrap it up if you guys don't, and my battery's dying. So if you guys have questions that you guys want to email me, definitely email me, MoniqueRochelleCo@gmail.com. Yeah. I'll answer your final questions if you guys have any. The ebook is still on my website. It will help you get started. It'll help you find good vendors. Because of the coronavirus, the business kind of like they were working from home. So they were taking orders, but the manufacturers weren't really working. But now everything's being picked back up. They're back at work. So it's not as slow as it was. So definitely reach out to them. I know it's kind of hectic for us, but I posted in my post earlier, like, I don't live in fear. We just got to keep praying and keep moving. And so I can definitely tell you, in a time of uncertainty about where the economy is going, people are online shopping. Like, you guys should have seen how many orders I took to the post office today. People are shopping. So don't let something like this like give you fear. Keep moving with your vision. And definitely keep going, because clientele is out there. I feel like there's a lane for everyone. Especially personal style is personal. So you'll always find someone that likes what you like. If you find your niche and you think about your audience in the mind before you start, you can figure it out. You can make money. There's a lane for everybody. So, well, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Let me know. Email me if you guys have any questions, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.